finish here today. If the race would have restarted, you guys confident you guys would be in victory lane?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a lot of cars that were capable of winning, just all about circumstances, you know. So our race car was getting better as the night went. Also, our track position was getting better as the night went. So I felt like we had a really decent shot to continue to move up the pylon there. Obviously, just ran out of laps, but had a good day.
Okay.
From a driver's standpoint, how aggressive was it getting out there on the racetrack those last laps?
From where I was, it wasn't that bad because I was kind of single file in fifth, but I bet you a little further on back from where I was at, there was 2 wide, 3 wide, everything else. So that's where I was much of the day. I was in the, I don't even know what you call it, the hornet's nest most of the day, and just could not bust my way through. I felt like I was about to twice, and just something would happen that would chuck me back again, you know.
How important was it to have a good meteorologist among your crew?
2 weeks in a row. We know when daylight's going to happen and we know when rain's going to happen. I don't think I've ever had that before. So, no, just good to have some good racing fortune on my side, you know. Thankful of that. It hasn't been that way years ago, so this year just kind of feels a little bit different.
Your team had to make major adjustments multiple times. I remember the one caution you pitted twice. And a lot of teams did that. Do you think it's worth having short practices at the Atlanta version of the super speedway, just because the things were so radically off for some teams?
Yeah, yes, I wouldn't mind it, at least something, right? But I think too, you know, that does create a little bit of uncertainty or unknown. Everybody was kind of taking it easy to start. Like there later in the race, there was a lot of wide open throttle time. Everybody's cars were getting better, and it was just getting faster and more grip. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see something.
There was a time I feel like NASCAR would have tried to force a late restart when the rain started falling. Have you noticed their diligence being better than it would have been, say, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, there was a natural caution that caused it, right? So in that point, you see this 10, 15-minute lull time where we could be racing, right? But then, you know, it just got wet when we were on our way over here. So you can't be, especially at these speeds around here at Atlanta, going as fast as we're going. I'm glad to err on the side of cautious, for sure.
Can you kind of diagram how the decision came down, whether to go in and get gas or stay out and run?
I mean, just we were looking at the radar and just how far out it was and when we thought it was going to hit. And so we were so far back in traffic, that we had opportunity to just take that advantage of put fuel in it, and because that's your limiting factor of how far you could go.
Right.
Can you make up ground now that the track is starting to wear a little bit? It looks like there's a lot of passing and a lot of tussling, a lot of 2 and 3 wide. Can you make a difference as a driver in this
Not yet. No, it's still a lot of momentum racing, right? Like you can make a move on a guy and make a pass on a guy because he lost momentum, and then he breaks your momentum, and now 3 more go by. You know, so it's really tough in that regard, where you want to complete a pass, you feel like you got a good run on a guy and you want to make that move, and everybody's cutting it really close to force their way in to a lane, and sometimes that creates havoc, you know, and kind of what we saw a little bit today, a couple times.
Standing by with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch had
I
a
guess you
fifth
guys are
place
done.
finish.